Week number 2 ECG news with the news and facts for the egg and egg product market. Yes, we are now back in the reality. You can see now that we have a normal market for the time after the changing of the year. So the prices are now going really quickly down. Offers are getting bigger and bigger. You have very much offers on the side of KJX industry, Barnex industry. Only free range seems to be not so much on the market, but everything else you can get in very big quantities and also to cheap prices, and the prices seems to be dropping next week again also. Industries are telling us that they have really quite full cold stores and storehouses, so they are not interested to take in bigger quantities at this moment, as they have no possibilities of place, and that is the problem what they are having. So they would like to buy, of course, the cheap eggs, but they cannot. On the other hand, the liquid market for them is also quite difficult. The whole egg is not running very well, but that's normal in January. On the other hand, the egg yolk is really not running, and the egg white was running a little bit better the last 2 weeks, and the prices were going to be better. But now the last 2-3 days we get plenty of offers of them also, and the prices seems to be dropping also again. Powder processors had a little bit hope to sell much more quantities now to Korea and were a little bit more positive, but it seems also to be difficult to export something to them, and you need special legitimation for that, so permissions needs to be there, and that is not so easy to get them, so it's also difficult for them to find there an extra market. Packing stations have now also very slowly market. They tell us they had, of course, some extra orders last week for the time after the holidays, but now the market there is also slowing down. Consumption and discounting is also slowing down their orders, and they have also overcapacities of eggs, which they try to sell, of course, to the industry, which is creating, of course, also more pressure there. Exporting to third countries is quite difficult now, as the market here in Europe is still too high for exporting something in export countries. And on the other hand, you have, of course, of the bird flu, some countries which are being closed for exporting. And the other thing is, of course, that the typical export countries have also enough eggs from other countries there, which are very cheap, like from USA and from Ukraine. And they have also very cheap and much local production. USA was having good hope for selling bigger quantities of shell eggs now to Korea, but that's not working like they were expecting. So the market there was a little bit more positive end of last week, but that was changing to the normal market mood, which they have also in January. So it was slowing down again, the expectations are going down again, and the prices are also lowering again. So they have still good overcapacities, and the prices starts to be dropping again also. So we think everything is now, of course, on the fact if you can sell perhaps bigger quantities to Korea, we think that will not be so quick in very big quantities. So it can help perhaps a little bit to stabilize markets when it will go on like everybody is thinking, but if it is not coming to very big quantities which can be exported, we think we will go on with a normal January market that is mostly very slowly, very quiet, and also with lowering prices. But time will tell, and we have also to have focus, of course, on the bird flu, how it will develop with that problem. So we think the market is very interesting at this moment, and you have really to keep an eye on every minute in the market at this moment to be informed about everything what can happen in these days. If there are breaking news about bird flu or other very interesting things, we will push it again, of course, on our side. On the other hand, we will, of course, be back with new market informations to you next week again. Until then, take care.